Hello and welcome, Saskia, devotional goddess here. While dinner is cooking and my kids are playing outside, which they may be in any minute, I just wanted to post a message up. On Thursday, we have a new moon in an eclipse, and there's lots of talk about this eclipse. Now, eclipses bring things up to the surface to be cleared, and the effects of that eclipse can last over 6 months. That being said, this week is all about grounding and steadiness, and I would add staying in your heart. It's all about being in the moment. So really, what I want to convey, and that I invite you to do this week, is to witness, where does the drama live in your mind and in your body? Where does the drama live? I became aware quite a while ago how I created drama in my mind. You know, we all have people with whom we have karmic contracts with. These are the people who can push our buttons, who trigger us, and who present obstacles in any shape or form on our path. And ultimately, it's our soul contract with them so that we can evolve and grow. I know that's not very comfortable to hear, but I often put it in such a way so that it takes out the victimhood out of the situation, because it's really easy to feel victimized, because it can be very one-pointed and directed very much at us individually. So this person that I have karma with, often I would then speak to some, family members or whomever I was communicating the story that I was encountering with this person I have karma with, or whomever I'm having a tough time with. And I began to witness how my relaying of the story, guess what they did now? Or guess what this person said to me? Can you believe it? This camaraderie, this bonding on the negative. Oh my God, I can't believe they did that. That's so despicable. And, this whole investment that we begin to have with certain friends, family members, whomever, and we begin to bond on the negative. And I often, children are a wonderful example of that, because often that's how they bond. And I just interject and just say, look, just be aware that you're bonding on something that's negative to break someone down, opposed to find friendships and relationships where you can bond by building up, bond on positive storylines, bond on positive interactions, right? And this is important for us, stray hair. This is important for us for us as adults too. How do we bond? And is it with negativity? So once I became aware of that, I was like, oh, bonding on the negative actually builds it. We're energetic beings. And even though what we are saying is not in earshot of the other person, energetically, they can still feel the antagonistic energy that you are holding towards them, consciously or unconsciously. But if you bring that into your consciousness and take ownership and begin to realize, even though I'm not actually having a fight or saying these words to the person themselves, I'm still engaging in the argument and in the toxic behavior, or I am still behaving in that relationship, even though they're not receiving it right in front of me. I hope I've articulated that well. But this is an important connection to make. Even though you are not in direct contact with the person with whom you're speaking about, you're still holding the resentment, the fighting energy for them and you to continue the dynamic. So once you become aware that you are thriving off the drama, which was what my insight was, of like, I'm feeding off this drama. I'm perpetuating the drama by relaying it to the third person, or the fourth person, the fifth person, and the sixth person. I am perpetuating this drama. I am part of the equation. And in order to be part of this situation, this conflict to stop, I needed to take responsibility for what I was sharing and how I was communicating about this person. So I also chose to only have the communication about this person with friends, family members, whomever, who were not playing into the drama, that were participating in helping me to evolve and grow to a higher state of interaction, consciousness, really, right? Even if I communicated it or not, from the moment I realized my part, I began to make other choices as to who I shared the information with, so that I had the opportunity to grow, to take it from a higher perspective, from compassion, from boundary setting, and also allowing myself to clarify how inappropriate or appropriate the behavior was. Right? Because when we're dealing with toxic people or people who we have a karmic agreement from which to grow and evolve with or from, we have the opportunity to grow. And some of what they are here to teach is to set the boundaries, to say, no, no, this is not how I will allow you to communicate with me. I'm going to hang up the phone now. Your language is inappropriate. Until we can have a conversation where we can speak compassionately, then I will resume. But right now, that's not where we are. Or if there is a moment, or can you allow someone to show you where the truth is and where you're just being triggered by it? Because truth is important, but it's not comfortable. And the person we have karma with, even though they may have toxic behaviors, there may be truth that has been, let's say, unskillfully delivered for you to be aware of. There were many lessons that this person who I have karma with currently, that's really in my life very strongly right now, has been able to, through our dynamic, I have been able to see where I had not been clear in my language, where I may have been acting in a passive-aggressive way. And through a dear friend and through our conversations, two dear friends, through the safety of my conversations, I've been able to see the truth more clearly. as to what my role is and how to realign so that I can be more truthful. And there are moments that I need to step in the drama with these 1 or 2 or 3 safe people, so I can purge out the emotions, honor the emotions, recognize them, allow them to come to the surface so that I can purge them out. So the idea, the image that just came to me was like, a cat with a fur ball, how they regurgitate, they need to throw it up and spit it out. We need to do that too. We need to honor when we feel so pent up with emotions and we can feel them bubbling up. Our natural societal way is to push it down. Now's not the time, not appropriate, shove it down. Or this is scary, it makes me uncomfortable, I do not want to be uncomfortable, suppress it. Allow it to come up. It's never as big and ugly as you think it is. You've heard me say before, those of you who follow me, if it is a biggie and you know it's a doozy, then book a session, talk to your therapist, talk to your counselor, go to those safe people who you know can hold the space for you to emote. And allow it to be a safe and healing environment where you are validated and where that can be held. It's so important. You will be able to hold it in time if you don't already have that tool set within you. I know, because I'm living proof of it. I needed help, support, and still do every now and then. But in the beginning, to allow the emotions to arise because they felt way too scary. And I didn't have the safety and the trust within me yet to know that I was strong enough to hold it. And now I have that uploaded into my mind, my body, my spirit. And now those dear trusted friends are really there to hold the space with me and to help me widen my lens so I can see more clearly the greater truth in the situation. One, to be validated so that I can build that inner, continue to refine that inner trust within me of what is right and wrong. And to also hold the space in a loving, caring space and environment. So watch the drama. I have stopped watching the news a while back now. And many years ago, about 10 years ago, I used to love those detective series, the SCIS and all of those. And I was single at the time, and I was living in a wonderful apartment building. And I've never been a fearful person. I've never been afraid of, strolling the streets in a city, walking down to the local corner store. That's never scared me. That's always been very comfortable for me. But I began to become fearful, and I was like, what on earth? This isn't my norm. And then I paused and reflected, and I was like, oh my goodness, these detective series, these SCIS and all of those, they're beginning to impact how I live, because drama sells. And these shows are all about a victim, someone being killed, someone being abused, someone being robbed, someone being accosted out of nowhere. And I was like, oh, I'm not watching that anymore. That's not my reality. But it's good drama, it's good acting, but it's too fear-based. And these stories that are being told is not the norm. It's not the norm. And I don't want to start living in a fear and cruel world. And if I continue to watch these programs, that will become more and more my belief. So I made the choice there and then not to watch those anymore. And I started choosing to watch other things that were more lighthearted. And I began, that was my journey of being more discerning. What am I bringing into my environment and how does it affect me? Begin to witness. How does the news affect me? Is it fearful? How does what I read affect me? We are consuming the whole time. What it is that we eat, how does it affect us? All of these things inform who we are right now. And it will also impact how much drama we feed internally and live within our environment externally. So witness your own drama stories and see how you can refine them. See if you can demystify them, unveil them. That could be your mantra this week. Help me to see where my drama lives and where I create it. And how can I evolve beyond it? This, I want to know my truth. This, I want to know. Allow for that change. We can grow, we can change, we can shift in a moment's notice if we truly desire it. Much love and many blessings. If you need some guidance or help, the links are below. Book a session, reach out to your therapist, your counselor. If this has illuminated or sparked an awareness in your life, continue to stay grounded and allow for it to unfold. You are courageous. You are able to hold it. And if you need support in holding, bring that support in. This is a powerful time for transformation. And I wish all your desires and aspirations for transformation come to you with grace and ease, as I hope for myself and my family too. Many blessings. Thank you for your time. Namaste.